What if it happened today?
What if, at this very moment, the sky opened,
Imagine standing still, mid-sentence, mid-thought, mid-breath.
and suddenly the clouds above you begin to move in ways no storm has ever moved before? People on every street, in every city, across every continent stop. They look up. Their phones drop. Their conversations end, because something is happening that no breaking news alert could have prepared them for. What if the world suddenly realized all at once that every prophecy was true, every ancient word, every warning written thousands of years ago,
Every vision seen by prophets who were called madmen. All of it unfolding in real time above their heads, because one day he will come again.
For centuries, people have wondered when it will happen. Generation after generation watched the signs and asked the same question in different languages, in different eras, under different skies. Nations rising, kingdoms falling, wars multiplying across borders that were supposed to hold peace. Fear spreading across the earth like a shadow that no government policy could outrun. Earthquakes in places that had never trembled, famines in lands that once overflowed, voices crying out for answers while the answers were already written. Because according to Scripture, these are not the end, these are only the beginning. The labor pains before the arrival, the trembling of a world that senses, even without understanding, that something ancient and unstoppable is drawing near. The signs were never meant to frighten, they were meant to prepare.
And suddenly everything changes, not gradually, not with a slow political shift or a quiet cultural movement.
In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, the heavens open and the trumpets sound. Not as a whisper carried on the wind, not as a symbol in a painting hanging in a cathedral, but as a call, a declaration, a sound heard simultaneously by every living soul on earth. The mountains shake when it comes, the oceans roar in response. Every creature that breathes stops breathing for just 1 second because the sound is unlike anything the human ear was built to contain. People look upward in shock, not because they were not warned, but because no warning could have fully described this. The trumpets of heaven do not announce a rumor, they announce a king. And then comes the moment humanity has waited for since the garden, since the cross, since the empty tomb, since the disciples stood watching the sky as he ascended and were told, he will return in the same way. The king returns, not in weakness, not wrapped in humility and walking dusty roads unrecognized, not in suffering, carrying the weight of sin toward a hill called the skull,
But in glory, in power that splits the sky like fabric.
The heavens declare his arrival with a brilliance too magnificent for human language to contain. Millions of angels surround his throne as it moves across the heavens,
And every eye sees him. Not just the faithful, not just those who believed. Every eye on every continent, in every generation alive on that day, sees him.
the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, returning exactly as he promised. No nation is hidden on that day, no border protects, no wealth insulates, no title elevates anyone above the moment. People from every nation, every culture, every age, every background stand together under the same open sky, looking toward the same light, the powerful and the forgotten, the celebrated and the overlooked, all equal before the one who created them. No heart remains unseen, no secret survives the light of his presence.
No kingdom, no empire, no ideology stands above his authority.
Because this is the day foretold from the very beginning of recorded time. Written in the books of Moses, echoed through the prophets, confirmed through the words of Jesus himself. The day when truth stands before all humanity, not as a debate, but as a person. One day the waiting will end. Every prayer whispered in the dark will find its answer. Every tear held by heaven will be accounted for. The trumpets will sound, the heavens will open, and Jesus Christ will return, not as a promise still pending, not as a hope still deferred, but as reality, standing visible and undeniable before a world that can no longer look away. The question was never whether he would come. The question has always been whether we would be ready. He said he would return. He has never broken a single word he has spoken. He will come again.